Fear is the mind killer, at least according to the Bene Gesserit from the Dune series, but as Player Unknown's Battlegrounds shows, it can also be a killer game mechanic. So, take that, Dune, I guess? Hey everyone, I'm Headquarters, and you guessed it, today we're going to be looking at Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, the new Battle Royale game from Brendan Green, which I lovingly call PUBG. PUBG? PUBG. Just what exactly is a Battle Royale game though, I hear you ask, your question echoing across time and space as I write the script of this video. Well, you know the film Battle Royale? It's like that. Oh, you don't know Battle Royale? It's like the Hunger Games, sans the oppressive government set dressing, and with a whole lot less pining over cute small town guys. Essentially, it's a game where death is permanent, and matches play out until there is only one survivor.
There can be only one.
Well, that's how it ends, but let's be civil and begin at the beginning, shall we? PUBG starts off each match with up to 100 people sat on the party plane for party people. You can tell it's the party plane because the plane's on fire, fire being the universal signal for a gathering of hepcats? Yeah, I'm cool. Anyway, as the last straining notes of the Venga Boys' immutable classic, We're Going to Ibiza, fade into silence, the plane approaches the island. Nah, not that one. No black smoke monsters here, only people. And it's people that elevate this whole experience. It's people who have to make the choice when to leap from the plane. The military base and the towns look promising, their high quality gear glittering like gold. Unfortunately, the plane is full of magpies. Not literally, it's a metaphor. And if you choose to land at these treasure troves, you better be prepared for a whole conventicle of them. Conventicle is a collective noun for magpies, apparently. You learn something new every day, I guess. Anyway, if you're not quick enough out the gate in this situation, you can be sure to be picked off fairly early and booted back to the lobby, your one life extinguished. Those party plane buddies soon turn aggressive, don't they? If, however, you choose to forego the high stakes start game, then you're still left with choices. No escaping them in this game, I'm afraid. You can hang back on the party plane, waiting for it to empty out before taking the plunge, or you can aim for a more remote location. Sure, that hay barn might not have as shiny a gun as the military base, but your chances of survival will have increased dramatically. For the time being, at least. Right, now that you've smothered gear over your poor defenseless body, your still poor and pretty defenseless body will have to survive longer than the 70 odd other people who have lived through the flurry of kills at the start. They're all out to get you, and how are you gonna cope with that? More choices is of course the correct answer, and well done to anyone at home who got it right. This new flurry of options and strategies is exciting because not only are those other players out to get you, they're all confronted with these choices too. But what's your choice? Are you going to bed down in some house somewhere, eyes and gun locked to the door? Have you got the quick gun hand needed to drop anyone who enters? Is your gun even pointing at where their head would be? Or are you the sneaky ninja type, crawling in the fields, always on the lookout for danger? Or are you the aggressor? Are you looking for those open doors and those skew-whiff jeeps? Signs that someone's been here and may still be nearby. Are you the predator and not the prey? The beauty of PUBG is that those free agents, the other players, are all thinking the same questions. Every situation has to be approached with this thought in the back of your head. You're not just playing against other players, you're playing against other players' minds. Soon you'll be straining your ears for footsteps and gunfire. Every open door and 4x4 becomes a trap, as does every closed door. Is there a person lurking behind there, waiting for the satisfaction of making brain smoothies when I burst in? Or are they waiting to kill me once I leave having not opened the door? Or are they planning on killing me while I backpedal, my focus latched onto the scary closed door next to that poorly parked 4x4 which turns out to be a distraction from that waist-high wall which hid the master strategist at work? And their gun. Of course, trying to know the mind of your enemy is part of all competitive multiplayer to some degree. In Overwatch, you'll be thinking about when and where the other team will push from. You'll be tracking their healers and listening out for the sounds of a tricksy Reaper flanking your position. While there is attention required here, the frantic pace of skirmishes and the team-based nature means that the game is less about understanding the other player's mind and more about understanding the other team's mind. What you can expect from them at that particular time and in that particular place. Skilled players of Overwatch will probably intuit some understanding of the minds of their enemies, but alas, I am but an Overwatch scrub. A major factor which sets PUBG apart from these other types of competitive multiplayer is the interactivity and changeable nature of its world. You can affect things in a way that's not possible in COD or Counter-Strike. You leave a trace of your actions in the world, knowingly or unknowingly leaving clues for others to follow, either to elaborate traps or just to plain old, soon-to-be-dead you. The faceted, double-guessing nature of PUBG is what makes each match such a thrilling experience, and it's no great surprise that it makes a compelling loop. Board games like Diplomacy are that much more interesting and nuanced than ones which lean too heavily on the crutch of chance. The skill and enjoyment of the game come from second guessing, and on special occasions even third guessing, the thoughts and actions of the other players. This generates pressure and a rollercoaster ride of tension throughout the course of the game. The same is true of PUBG. Oh, and did I mention the massive deadly electric sphincter? No? Well, that's pretty important. Let's look at it right now. Whoa, that's one fine sphincter. Now, let's see how it plays out in game. Not long after the start of each match, players are instructed to go to the marked zone on their maps, a pretty large circle that covers some random area on the island. Already in it? Lucky you! You can continue to tremble in that corner like the coward you are. Quite a ways outside of it. Well, you are in for a fun ride racing to get inside before the sphincter starts to tighten. And in the game. This process then repeats, the viable play area shrinking and shrinking until you eventually come toe-to-toe with the remaining players. This mechanic is an essential part of the ebb and flow of PUBG's matches. It flushes out defensive players, forcing everyone inexorably inwards until their hands are forced into confrontation regardless of their previous playstyle. It creates the endgame and an upper time limit on the length of matches. On top of that, it adds yet another layer of strategy to the proceedings. Do you hustle as soon as the new safe zone is announced, digging in first and picking off any incoming stragglers? Or do you hang back, embrace the straggler lifestyle while killing the players who rush out in front of you towards the new safe space? Again, you have to try and gauge some understanding of an unknown enemy, a player unknown if you will. What would you do in a situation? Would someone else do the same? Or would they, like me, be poor sports and hide behind a boat for most of the match, biding their time? Whatever your conclusion, as a player you have had to think. Your one life in this match is precious, your failure absolute. There are no second chances, no respawn to get you diving back into the fray. You've got to be careful and methodical, in aggression or passivity, for that is the way of the battlegrounds. Thanks for watching. Got any thoughts on the psychology of competitive multiplayer, or just want to violently disagree with me? Constructively, please. Then please feel free to jump into the comments for some fun time debate times. So that was Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, I've been Headquarters, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. Bye for now!